Hi guys, I'm going to go over basic vinaigrette 101 with you guys. There was a request on the Facebook page this morning. Someone said they were bored with their vinaigrette. I'm here to help with a little bit of the boredom problem and give you a basic primer on them. Vinaigrettes are traditionally done 2 to 1, so 2 parts oil to 1 part vinegar. Depending on what kind of ingredients are in my salad, if there's some very high water content vegetables like cucumbers and tomatoes, I kind of make mine 1 to 1 because I kind of like acid a lot. Now, depending on your vinegar is basically, the issue is how sweet the vinegar actually is. Distilled white vinegar is really acidic and needs a lot of oil to soften it. But there are vinegars like this one. This is a sweet lemon vinegar. We all know that flavored vinegars are very exciting in certain foods. This is a sweet vinegar. It's sweetened with apple juice reduction. It's not actually sugar. Well, technically it is on a molecular level, but this is not sweetened with table sugar. So I have this just for fun. This is something I was shown how to use with some Brussels sprouts that Sarah Thomas makes. Anyway, this is a very sweet vinegar, so I'm not going to want to put a lot of oil with it or we're going to lose a lot of the vinegar flavor. Vinegars that are more pungent, like this one, this is a sherry vinegar. This is very aromatic and very smelly on the nose, actually, in a good way. So I would use a very strong vinegar to counter it, like a strong oil like olive oil, first of all, to counter this, and then I would actually probably go 2 to 1. This is a very pungent vinegar that I like a lot for garnishing, but also makes a beautiful salad dressing. My go-to vinegar for almost everything is basic. It's a white Modena vinegar. It's not quite a sweet, syrupy white balsamic, but it will reduce down to candy. So it's been aged in vinegar, and the grape sugar has been concentrated a bit enough to make it a little bit syrupy. But this is a nice light average vinegar if you can find it. I kind of like it. We're going to make a red wine vinaigrette today. We're going to use a Chianti red wine. This is just for color contrast and because I kind of like it, and it's really good for the antipasto salad I made last night on the Facebook page. First thing about oil and vinegar is you shake them up and they do what? They separate. How do you get them back together? You use something called an emulsifier. An emulsifier could be anything like sugar or syrup, like honey or pomegranate molasses, which we're not going to use because we're clearing out the carbs from our cabinet. The best emulsifier is going to be Dijon mustard, or basically any kind of mustard. Dijon has white wine in it, a nice little bit of pungency, fairly clean flavors. Your other alternatives to Dijon is, I like this one. This is a good stone ground brown seeded deli mustard with a little bit of horseradish in it. You can change up your mustards all you want to. There's plenty of variety out there. Beaver makes a lot of good stuff. There's also Eigelhofer, which makes the cute little glass jars. I love those. Super strong, super delicious, but Beaver's made here in Beaverton, up in Oregon, Portland. So good stuff, lots of good flavor. This I like on a fall salad of roasted vegetables or over a roast beef hash for breakfast. A mustard vinaigrette can go a lot of places, not just salad. So we're going to start with the Dijon mustard. We're going to use the red wine vinegar. Now, another word about oils. This is an extra virgin olive oil by Zeta. This is Israeli. I bought it because it's got the coolest little nozzle on here. I'll show you. Boing! You open it up and it pops up. Just too cute to pass up. But olive oil for me is very strong, and I like it more for a garnish than for a salad dressing. So what I'm going to do is cut this with a little bit of almond oil instead. So half almond oil, half olive oil. But you can also do this. This is Carrington Farms coconut cooking oil. Also an MCT oil, or medium chain triglyceride oil, which is really good for making the bulletproof coffee. Very inexpensive compared to some of the gourmet stuff that you're going to find at CrossFit gyms or health food stores. This ran me about $14 at Walmart. It's 32 fluid ounces, so it's a quart. It works really well in your bulletproof coffee and vinaigrettes as well. I don't like to saute with it because the smoke point is 350 degrees. It's kind of low for what I usually do. So I don't cook with this. I drink it straight or make it in a salad dressing. Or for lower temperature poaching, perhaps you can use that. It doesn't have a coconut smell very much, which is great. And it stays liquid all the time, except in the refrigerator. So other oil alternatives is, if you look at this, is one of my favorite kitchen staples right here. This is roasted garlic from the condiment or olive bar at the local Shishi grocery store. There's a little bit of oil in the bottom of this thing and it smells delicious. So I'm going to use some of this as well in my vinaigrette today. So I'm going to see if I can strain some of that off. Got a glass jar. We're going to get some of this oil off here as best we can without dropping cloves in here. That's about a half a teaspoon, and we'll just throw the roasted garlic in for fun. What the heck. So I'm going to do a 1-to-1, which means 1 tablespoon to 1 tablespoon, but we're going to go a little more. So we'll do 2 tablespoons of vinegar, and a tablespoon of the olive oil, and a tablespoon of the almond oil. I love this little spout thingy. I'm going to totally reuse this bottle. There's my Zeta olive oil. And I use squeeze bottles for everything, so squeeze bottle of almond oil. That's my basics. Now, I can't hold it together without mustard, so we're going to do about a teaspoon of mustard in here. Whoops, there it goes all by itself. Well, that was easy to measure. Yeah, note to self, don't store mustard upside down unless you really want to use it immediately. I also want to get a little fresh garlic flavor in here, not just the roasted garlic flavor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to smash a clove of garlic. That's it. I'm not going to put grated garlic in here. I just put the whole clove in. I have some chives all cut up here. You can use whatever fresh herbs you have laying around, but I caution against basil because basil doesn't go very well getting bashed up. It turns brown and looks unattractive. So oregano, thyme, marjoram, whatever you've got in the garden, go for it. So I can use dry herbs here because I have water in here, and salad dressings usually sit for a long time. So a little bit of dry oregano. I'm going to squish it between my fingers. Get those oils activated. A little bit of dry basil, and not the fresh basil. I'm making quite the mess. A little bit of pepper. And everything needs salt, just about. So a good pinch of salt. And I think that's pretty much it. So we're going to put the lid on and give it a shake. Now what'll happen is that mustard is going to hold together all the liquid. So you ready? Nice and tight. Ta-da! You got vinaigrette. That's pretty much it. Now you can use an immersion blender on this if you'd like to get that more chunks of roasted garlic pureed in here. Any way you want it to get together is fine. You can see we've got a nice pretty vinaigrette all together, not falling apart. That's pretty much it. I can get you some more recipe ideas a little bit later today, but that's basically Vinaigrette 101. Thanks guys.